In this video, we're going to explore the toolbar a little more. So I call this top toolbar up here the construction toolbar. I'm not sure if this is the official name for it, but when I say construction toolbar, I'm just referring to this top bar that has a bunch of tools in it. So each one of these square icons will drop down a drop-down menu, and each one of the items in the drop-down menu is a selectable tool. So if you go through here, you can see what's available through these click and point tools. So to show how we might use this, let's create a rectangle using some primitive geometric objects that can be found in this toolbar. So let's start by creating a point that can be anywhere in the graphics view. So I'll just click, create a point A, and then from this next menu, let's create a line segment that starts at A and ends somewhere else. So we'll select segment, we'll click on A, and then as we move our mouse away from A, it's going to create a segment. When we click again, it'll create a second point and then create the segment between those 2 points. Now, from the next menu option, let's select this perpendicular line tool. If we click on this segment F, creates a perpendicular line, and we can choose where to place this perpendicular line. Let's go ahead and just place it at B. Now, one of the cool things is, if you select this arrow, or the move tool, it allows you to drag the objects around in the graphics view. Since this second line we created was built with the perpendicular tool, as we change any of these points, that's going to remain perpendicular. And this is pretty neat. This is one of the very powerful things about GeoGebra. Now, let's create another point using the point tool, and if we hover over this line, it allows us to put a point on this line. So we'll create a point C, and since we put it on that line, this new point C is confined to this perpendicular line. Now, let's again use the perpendicular line tool and create a line that's perpendicular to this line. So we'll click on it once, and then we'll hover up towards C, and it snaps towards C, kind of guesses that you want to do that. So we'll click, and it creates another perpendicular line. Now, we can also we'll create another perpendicular line like this, and now we've got what almost looks like a rectangle. Let's go ahead and create an intersection point. So from the point tool options, there's an intersect tool that should allow us to hover over two objects that intersect, and if we click, it puts a point D at the intersection of those two lines. Now let's go back to our move tool and start moving things around to see how this works out. If I move A around, notice that the rectangle we constructed remains a rectangle because we built it to be a rectangle. And this is pretty wonderful. Just as easy as that, we've got a working little animation. Now, another thing we can do is use the polygon tool and select 4 points to create a polygon between. So if we select these 4 points, that should be the corners of our rectangle, now we've got a polygon to show for it. So now it's shaded in this brownish color, and we've got the segments representing the sides of the rectangle. All right, that's all for this video.